Good afternoon and welcome to historic Bosse Field here in Evansville, Indiana, for exhibition daytime baseball between the traveling Black Sox and Evansville Otters. I'm Ryan Brown. Joined alongside me is Bill McCune, and we are going to watch the conclusion of spring training baseball for the Frontier League today after the Otters were able to take a 9-2 victory from the Southern Illinois Miners down in Paducah, Kentucky last night. They hope to close out a decent spring season here as they get ready for opening night on Thursday. And Bill, the question for you is, what do you think you've seen so far?
Well, I didn't see the ball game yesterday, Ryan, but the starting pitcher for the Otters was the gentleman that pitched the other night, Dalton Stramberg. And the way I read the highlights is he pitched another 3 innings of outstanding baseball. I remember I said he should be in the opening day starting pitcher from what I saw last Tuesday. Well, indications was he pitched that well again the other day or yesterday. So I'll tell you what, I look for a pretty good season from the Otters.
And another left-hander takes the mound for the Otters in this one, and it's Anthony Arias, who also had a scoreless outing along with Stambaugh that we saw on Tuesday. He went the next day in Florence, going 3 scoreless. He hopes to pick up where he left off last time, have another good outing, along with an Otters lineup that has hopefully recently had a resurgence, if you will. They had struggled. They had been shut out in 2 back-to-back spring training games, but last night scoring 9 runs, 6 of them coming in the 4th inning. They hope to continue to swing some hot bats going into the regular season. We're about set to get underway. The traveling Black Sox are their opponent today for the Evansville Otters. 1, 2, and 3, Noel Chanot, Josh Burns, Frank Podkul. That's the second baseman, shortstop, and third baseman for these Black Sox, respectively. The first pitch is cut on and missed by Noel Chanot. Anthony Arias returns to the Evansville Otters after a 2019 season. The 0-1 coming. Fastball catches the outside corner, in which he went 2-2 with a .456 earned run average. He started 4 games of the 9 he pitched, had 25 2/3 innings of work, struck out 31 as the 0-2 is fouled back and out of play, and walked 15. Anthony Arias on the mound, 6'2", 235-pound left-hander. The 0-2 coming to Chanot. Pitch misses just inside. The Otters are wearing their blue spring training tops. They've unveiled new uniforms for the regular season. They have not worn them yet. But like all spring training games, the 1-2 missed just high apparently. The pitchers have been wearing red tops. So all of the infielders, outfielders, and catcher, they're all wearing blue jersey tops, whereas Anthony Arias on the mound is in a red one. The 2-2. And this is flied out toward right center field. Over is the center fielder Henderson, and that's as good a time as any to talk about this defensive lineup for the Otters. It's Amicangelo, Henderson, and Denton left to right. And then around the horn, it's Pujols at third, Nash at short, Urbaz at second, Marshall at first, and Felix behind the dish. First pitch fastball is a strike to Josh Burns, the shortstop.
Now, my eyes aren't that good. Was that 89 on that scoreboard? Or
I just
86?
missed it. I just missed it. But talking about that new scoreboard with the new radar gun, the 0-1 is swung on and missed.
That was 90 on that fastball. So it must have been 89. I wasn't sure, 86, 89. I got to get my glasses fixed.
The 0-2 coming to Burns. 86-mile-an-hour pitch misses just outside, perhaps low. Anthony Arias Last pitched in 2019, as we mentioned, for the Otters. The 1-2 coming. That's in there for strike 3. Home plate umpire Danny Walker raises a right hand and rings up Burns. 2 down here in the top of the first.
And that was a slider at 81 miles an hour. So, he's got a 90-mile-an-hour fastball and an 81-mile-an-hour slider.
Arias now faces Frank Podkul, the third baseman. First pitch misses just inside. 91-mile-an-hour heater. Arias with the 1-0 is fouled straight back.
And what's today's temperature, Ryan? Because it's a beautiful sunny afternoon here in Otterville.
It's a beautiful sunny day here in Otterville. Game time temperature of 90 degrees. It's going to be a hot one.
Okay.
The 1-1. Little blooper toward shallow right. Coming in, a diving try by Denton. He is not able to glove it, so aboard of the 2-out base hit is Frank Podkul. Denton went racing in, tried to dive forward for it, but the ball bouncing maybe just a few inches in front of his glove.
Well, that was a looper, whatever. And Denton played that pretty good by taking a dive. Now, if that was a line drive, then he should have waited and took it on the hop because, as you saw, he didn't make the catch, but the ball didn't get that far away. If he had made a catch on the line drive, that would have went back to the wall.
Jacob Bockley backs away from an inside fastball. That's a great call.
Yeah, well, you got to realize that when you're in the outfield. How do you play it? Hey, if I take a dive, and you'll see, I'll tell you, throughout the year, Ryan, you'll see guys make a dive, and the ball will go all the way to the wall, doubles, triples.
So Denton tried to lay out for it. He had plenty to deal with, as this is skied out toward right and right center, as it's Henderson to call off Denton, the right fielder, at the edge of the track for the final out. Arias works around a 2-out base hit from Frank Podkul. He strikes out a batter, and we head to the bottom of the first inning here on the Otters Digital Network. Black Sox nothing, Evansville coming to bat. Bottom of the first coming up from Evansville. Anthony Arias, the pitcher for the Otters, was able to hold the Black Sox scoreless, so we'll see what the Otters can do here in the bottom of the first. My name is Ryan Brown alongside Bill McCune, and for the rest of this lineup we have for you today, it's going to be Josh Henderson, Christopher Pujols, and Bryce Denton 1, 2, 3 for the Otters, then John Schultz, Montrell Marshall, and Justin Felix for the heart of the order. And rounding out things, 7, 8, 9, Anthony Amicangelo, Jackie Urbaz, and Trent Nash, 1 through 9.
Well, I hope they continue what they did yesterday in Pawtucket. Paducah, rather. I'm sorry, Paducah. Because the bats have been quiet here in Otterville. What did they get? 4 or 5 hits Friday, and they only got maybe 4 hits on Tuesday.
First pitch from Daniel Taggart is high. Ball 1.
So they exploded yesterday. Let's hope that that explosion is still alive here now today.
The 1-0 to Henderson is a called strike. Catches the outside part of the plate. Henderson batting here, left-handed hitter, 6 foot, 195 pounds, out of Glendale, Arizona. He pulls this pitch foul, and it's first base coach and bench coach Boots Day to field that one beyond first. He'll toss it off to a bat boy.
Boots was an outfielder in the majors, so he just showed his infield
his infield skills. The 1-2 to Henderson. And this is popped up to the left side. A lot of foul ground here. The catcher over, nearing the tarp. He's not able to make the catch.
Well, Ryan, now, did you see what is the right way of doing it? Did you see the catcher go as far as he could, located the ball, then flung that mask off so that he wouldn't run into it? There's so many catchers, young catchers, they flip the mask off the minute the ball goes foul, and possibly the first or second step, they step in the mask, and there goes a broken ankle or maybe just embarrassment of falling down on their face.
The 1-2 off speed pitch missed. I never knew that's why you're not supposed to fling it off.
Yeah.
I never thought about it.
Yes, you step into it. Yep.
How about that? The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Henderson set down on strikes to start the Otters offense of the day. Now it's Christopher Pujols.
Now, that was ball 3. That was high and outside. He went after it. Should have been ball 3 with that as a strikeout. I was going to make a comment that here you had Henderson. You notice where the third baseman's playing right now? Well, he was playing there with a left-hand batter. I would have.
A lot of room to bunt.
Exactly. That's the point I'm making. Just bring that third baseman in.
First pitch is a strike to Christopher Pujols, the third baseman for these Otters. Made his debut in spring as the breaking pitch is cut on and missed for strike 2 last Friday. And he had a decent game yesterday in Paducah, going 1 for 2, but was on base a total of 3 times, walk and hit by pitch.
Oh, really?
Yes. The 0-2 coming. Swing and a miss. Daniel Taggart has struck out the first 2 Otters he's faced.
And in both strikeouts, the first and second batter for the Otters, they struck out on a high pitch, which would have been normally a ball. So they're chasing that high ball.
A high fastball retires Pujols.
That is a very inviting pitch to, I don't care who you are.
Bryce Denton grounds this one to third. Around the bag, the third baseman makes the play. A little jump throw over to first. And on one pitch, Bryce Denton is retired. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Daniel Taggart and the Black Sox. We head to the second. 0-0 our score on the Otters Digital Network. Second inning of work for Anthony Arias and the Evansville Otters. Top 2, 0-0 our score. Here from Evansville, Indiana, and the historic Bosse Field for the traveling Black Sox. It's going to be Derek Hart, Nate Thompson, and Colton Parrish. And we call this team the traveling Black Sox because although they technically have, as we discussed on Friday, Bill, a P.O. box, and the first pitch is grounded foul of third, 88 miles per hour, maybe either one of his slower fastballs or maybe took something off. But anyway, talking about these Black Sox, they've got a P.O. box in New Jersey, but their modus operandi is to travel all around the country, essentially, at least this eastern half of it, and play what teams they can find.
Well, that's good. I don't know. You said barnstorming. Back in the yesteryear,
the 1-1 is blooped to left and down the line.
Double.
Left fielder Emma Cangelo is over. The throw to second is not in time, so Derek Hurt is into second base with a stand-up leadoff double.
Yeah, and he, when you said stand up, you're right. That was a double all the way. It was a blooper, if you want to call it that. It died the minute it hit the ground, making the left fielder, Anthony, making it a very difficult play where he had to run and pick it up and then throw it in. So, anyway, back to barnstorming.
Nate Thompson, the right fielder, bats now. He's a right-handed hitter. He takes a fastball for a strike, outside half. He steps into the batter's box. Nice little windmill action with the bat. Now waggling it behind his head. The 0-1 misses outside.
That got away from him. That was the only one of all the pitches that was not near the plate.
Following the leadoff double. Hurt off of second, the 1-1. Swing and a miss.
I was reading an article on Google about one of my dear old friends from New Jersey, my hometown.
1-2 coming. Fastball misses just outside.
Allie Clark. And remember, we were talking the other day about the New Jersey Rascals that are in this league will be playing in Montclair at Yogi Berra Stadium.
Yes.
And Allie Clark was a member of the 1947.
The 2-2 in there for strike three. 90-mile-per-hour fastball freezes Nate Thompson. And there's one out here in the top of the second.
I tell you what, Arias looks real good. So we got, so far, even though it's only the second inning, he's showing me a lot. If I was still scouting, I certainly would have him down as a prospect. But anyway, there's a museum in Montclair, the Yogi Berra Museum.
Pitching to Colton Parrish, the left-handed hitter, scoots this foul of third.
And Allie Clark, again, one of my old dear friends from my hometown, was at the ceremonies. He was talking to Yogi Berra's son, and he said, my father was never pitched hit in all his major league career. And Allie Clark said, oh, wait a minute, you're wrong.
He's wrong. The 0-1 misses low.
In 1947, during the World Series against the Dodgers, it was the final seventh-inning game, and the bases were loaded, and Yogi Berra was playing right field and came to bat.
1-1, fouled back.
And Bucky Harris, who was managing the Yankees at that time, said, time out, Yogi, come on back to that bench. Allie, who led the International League with 367 or something batting average. Allie, you go in and pitch hit. So Allie got a base hit, drove in 2 runs, and the Yankees went on to win the World Series, Game 7.
The 1-2, the off-speed pitch, gets Colton Parrish to swing through it. Back-to-back strikeouts following a leadoff double. Now there are 2 out in the top of the second.
So the young Allie said to the young kid, you don't have to believe me, just go and look at the records and you'll see that what I'm saying is true. So Yogi Berra was pitched hit during the World Series, during his Major League career.
How about that?
Yeah. And as I said the other day, he played right field.
Yes. Now it's William Lampkin, right-handed hitting left fielder. First pitch. Misses inside. Looked like a fastball, maybe with a little bit of cut action on it.
Yeah, you're
darting
right.
in.
You looks like you're right. I like Arias' delivery so far.
Arias, he comes set at the belt. The 1-0 after he kicks and deals. Fastball away.
You know, if you notice up there in that speed velocity being recorded, he has been anywhere from 86 to 91 consistently.
So I'm curious what that's a fairly big range, you'd think. Is he taking something off or just naturally, as the 2-0 is fouled back, if he wants to put a little bit of movement on it, that's probably not going to be slung through the zone at like 90 miles an hour.
Well, in all honesty, I can't answer that, Ryan, because I don't know. But I can tell you from someone I do know, and that's Roger Clemens, one of the all-time great pitchers of the 21st century.
2-1 bounce in the dirt.
Roger Clemens used to deliberately throw like a 92-mile-an-hour fastball and then come back with the next pitch at 88 miles an hour. That was done deliberately, changing of speeds. The same way when he threw his slider and his curve. You might get a slider which was 87, and the next one's 82.
The 3-1 is skied out towards center. Henderson over to his right. He makes the catch, nearing the track. He throws a glove up and makes the catch. After a leadoff double, Arias manages to strike out the next 2 and get Lampkin to fly out to center. We've played 1.5, 0-0 our score on the Otters Digital Network. Bottom of the second, 0-0 score. Here in Evansville, Ryan Brown and Bill McCune with you. For the Otters, it's John Schultz, Montrell Marshall, and Justin Felix, 4, 5, 6, facing Daniel Taggart, who had a nice little bottom of the first, in which he struck out 2 Otters and got Bryce Denton to roll over to third. The first pitch to Schultz is in there for a strike. Pitch coming in at 87.
I'm going to say something, Ryan, that Preston could correct me on if I'm wrong, and that is that Mr. Schultz, who is the veteran of this team and the veteran of this league, I believe.
0-1 is slapped toward left, toward the line. but it bounces just foul.
I'm going to say John Schultz is the all-time Evansville Otter baseball player. By that I mean he's played, I believe, more ball games than any other ball player that ever played for the Otters.
You are exactly right. Schultz is returning for his sixth season. And look at this. You knew this off the head. I had to use the computer. Yeah, all-time games leader.
Yes.
But also has franchise records in RBIs, hits, doubles, at-bats, runs scored, total bases, and walks.
Well, then I guess I was right.
Yes, sir.
I don't have my hat to put the gold star on, but save it.
All right, we're going to write that down. The 1-2 to Schultz is grounded to second. On a little hop, second baseman up with it, and he throws on to Bakali at first. Schultz is retired, 4-3.
Okay.
So now that'll bring up the first baseman, Montrell Marshall.
Now, we have seen quite a few different ball players in different positions, but Mr. Marshall's the only one I've seen play first base during the tenure here.
Indeed, he has. The first pitch, 89 mile an hour. Something or other. Looks like it might have had a little cut action on it if it had anything from Taggart. Misses high. The 1-0. Curveball, maybe slider, misses in. Taggart facing Marshall, the 25-year-old out of Snellville, Georgia. As the 2-0 is cut on and missed.
At 90 miles an hour?
Yes.
Yeah, 90 miles an hour. Well, you said slider, pitch or two before that. It was 80 miles an hour, so yes, it was a breaking pitch.
The 2-1 coming. That runs in and almost gets a piece of Marshall. He backs out of the way and sticks his tongue out as he faces the fans behind home.
Yeah.
So he'll take a little stroll around the dirt circle. He's back in there now, ready for the 3-1. Cut on and missed. Count moves full. Marshall, mentioned entering his age 25 season, was a 12th round pick of the Cincinnati Reds back in 2014.
Well, we got a 3-2 count. And what is timeout for?
Timeout called so we get the cowbell in there, I think.
Oh, that must be
Must have been it.
Secret weapon.
Yes. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Marshall retired on strikes. The third strikeout for Taggart with 2 out here in the bottom of the second and a 0-0 game.
Yep, that is Secret Weapon, the Otter Man of the year, and he's got his cowbell, and he's going down in his wheelchair down to the first base side, ringing. He has been doing that for I can't tell you how many years, Ryan, but he's an institution here.
I love it. Justin Felix, first pitch he sees, pops it up high on the infield, right side, first baseman coming in a few steps into the infield grass, and he makes the catch. 1-2-3 go the Otters here in the bottom of the second. Still 0-0 our score. We head to the top of the third. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network. Top of the third coming up from Evansville. 0-0 our score. Anthony Arias into his third inning of work. Nice job so far on the mound, as he's allowed 2 hits through 2, but has also struck out 3. Not allowed a run. He will face 9, 1, and 2 through the Black Sox order. Daniel Taggart, the pitcher, then Noel Chanot and Josh Burns.
Leading off the third, batting ninth, the pitcher, number 65, Daniel Taggart.
Anthony Arias ready to begin his second season with the Otters. This being his third in pro ball.
I tell you what, that Arias has been very, very consistent in keeping that ball low and on the outside corner to right-hand batters.
After a first pitch strike, the 0-1, swing and a miss from Taggart.
That was 87.
We've mentioned Arias sitting around 87, 90 on the fastball. The 0-2. And this is swung on and missed, but the pitch in the dirt gets back to the backstop, so Felix will not be able to make a play on the pitcher Taggart busting down the line.
But it's still a strikeout.
It is. Strikeout, wild pitch allows Taggart to
Right.
advance to first.
Right. It just took a bad hop for the catcher, unfortunately. Generally, catcher smothered those balls, but again, it could have hit off his heel of his glove and ricocheted. And
So the fourth strikeout for Arias, runner at first. Nobody out here in the top of the third as the top of the order comes to bat in Noel Chanot. First pitch, strike.
the same pitch, low on the outside corner. He's got that zone zeroed in.
Chanot flied out to center his last time. 0-1 coming. And this is skied out to left. Coming in is Amicangelo. He calls off the shortstop, Nash, who went out for it to have a look, and he makes the catch for the first out.
Shortstop number 3.
Hey, remember the other day we talked about communication? There was a good case of it. Both the shortstop and left fielder both going out. And I guess the left fielder had a louder voice saying, I got it,
Yes.
I got it. And the shortstop just backed away,
Yes.
which was the right thing.
Good communication. First pitch fastball misses outside through the left-handed batter's box, facing the right-handed hitting Josh Burns, who struck out in the first.
Ryan, I can't tell you how many baseball games I have participated in and seen in my baseball career.
1-0 is fouled out of play, first base side.
But I know it's in the thousands, and I can't tell you how many times I've seen outfielders collide out there, and it's something you don't want to see ever happen. Many, many times it's just a minor injury, but it's several times they've been major.
Always scary, though, when you see it.
Oh, yes. The worst was one day in Williamsport, Pennsylvania,
1-1, missed low.
which was a Houston Farm Club at that time, and the right fielder collided with the center fielder, and I'll tell you what, they carried both of them off the field. Both of them were carried off by stretchers.
Ooh. Brutal.
Yeah.
The 2-1. Ground ball to third. Up with it is Pujols to second for one. Back to Marshall. Double play. 5-4-3 around the horn. And that takes care of things nicely.
I tell you what, that was a smooth-looking double play. I mean, the third baseman really looked good. Second baseman really got rid of that ball quick. I hope the Otters play that way all year long, and they're going to be in a championship team.
3 scoreless innings for Arias. We head to the bottom of the third. Still 0-0 on the Otters Digital Network. Anthony Amicangelo will start things off for the Otters in the bottom of the third. Ryan Brown, Bill McCune with you in a scoreless game. Amicangelo, the right-handed hitter, last played for the University of South Carolina Gamecocks. He flies this one out toward shallow right center. The center fielder coming in makes the catch. On one pitch, Amicangelo is retired, and Jackie Urbaz will step to the plate.
Yeah, he shouldn't have swung at that pitch. It was high inside and caught. He got it off the handle of the bat. That was a bad pitch to swing at. But anyway, you know, when you're trying to make a team, you're over-aggressive with yourself.
Now it's the dispersal draft pickup, Jackie Urbaz, the switch-hitting infielder. First pitch to him, he takes a strike, probably obligatory, after the first pitch out by Amicangelo.
I tell you, he looked good on making that double play.
Yes.
I mean, he come across that second base smoothly and had a very relaxed arm and threw the ball right on the money.
He takes a pitch outside off speed for ball one.
And where did we get him from?
He was in the dispersal draft.
I know, but I mean, where did he?
Oh, where did he come from right before that?
Yeah.
Believe
Carolina Mudcaps?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Miami native.
Yeah.
The 1-1 missed. It's 2-1 now on Urbaz. Where's number 35? Rests the bat off his left shoulder. The 2-1 missed well outside, coming in at 90.
He's got very, very muscular thighs. If you look at look at those size of those thighs. Oh, very, very thick.
3-1, cut on and missed. Looks like he swung through a fastball there.
Yeah, 88 or 89, 88, 89. I tell you what, I can't make out that scoreboard that much. I don't know if it was my glasses or the scoreboard. Chances are it's my glasses.
The payoff pitch coming. It misses just outside for ball four. So Urbaz is the Otters' first base runner in this one as he draws a one-out walk. And Trent Nash steps up to try to put the Otters on the board here in the bottom of the third.
Well, the Otters are looking for their first hit, Ryan. We got a good case right now of Nash.
We'll see what Nash can do with a runner at first and one out. First pitch to him, breaking pitch, misses outside.
Yeah, it was a slider that, like you said, low outside, but good, had good velocity on it, though.
Taggart comes set around the letters, the 1-1. Fastball misses in. Nash was the 13th overall pick of the Evansville Otters following the Frontier League tryouts and tryout draft in mid-May a couple of weeks ago. 2-0, fly ball, center field. Backpedaling, the center fielder. He makes the grab on his glove side for the second out here in the bottom of the third.
Okay, now Mr. Henderson.
Back to the top of the order. Henderson struck out his last time.
Now, I made reference last time up, Ryan, when this young man was batting. Now, let's see if the same thing is happening here. Number 44 is playing third. And if you look, he's playing at least 30 feet away.
Runner goes, pitch low for a ball. The throw down gets into center field. So picking things up quickly is Urbaz, and he'll head to third. On a stolen base and a throwing error, I imagine.
Yes, catcher. Throwing error on the catcher. Anyway, getting back, let's see where he goes now. But, of course, it changes the complex of the game now. With you're not going to be bunting for a base hit with a runner on third. But if he's going to play third base the way he is, Henderson better start looking not only at this game but in the future about if third basemans are going to play you that deep and that far, you better start learning how to bunt.
Fastball misses high and away. The 2-0 coming with a runner at third and one out. Fouled at the dish. Josh Henderson, the left-handed hitter. Last played in the Frontier League for the Southern Illinois Miners. It was his last professional stint all the way back in 2017. 27-year-old battling for a spot on this Otters roster. The 2-1. Ground ball, right side and through for a base hit. Josh Henderson, an RBI single here in the bottom of the third, gives the Otters a 1-0 lead.
First hit and first run, and all because of a stolen base and an error. That's the way you got to play, small ball.
Urbaz scoring from third. Josh Henderson picking up the ribby. Now off at first. That has to feel good, especially when you know your manager's eyes are on you and
That's
the
true.
pressure is on.
That is true. You know, if it was me, I'd probably be looking up at the sky and saying, "Dear Lord, let me just hit the ball. Don't let me strike out. Just let me hit the ball."
Just let me hit it.
Yes.
Well, he did that and a little extra.
Yeah.
They'll throw over to first. Henderson, he is back. He's able to get a hand in there to the bag.
Well, let's see if Andy sends this guy down, too. It's a good test. In other words, we saw the catcher's got a bad arm. And he got I'm assuming Henderson's got good speed. I'm assuming you're not going to play center field unless you can run.
You'd imagine. Not running here just yet. Christopher Pujols, who struck out in the first, fouls this one back and out of play. Keeping extra attention on the Otters manager, Andy McCauley, who is coaching behind third. Trying to see whether or not he gives the go-ahead signal for Henderson. Give him the green light and a little extra. The 0-1 is fouled back.
I don't know if you remember Alan Wiggins. Wiggins led the National League in stolen bases in 1984 with, I think, 90-some. And he batted first for the Otters, and Tony Gwynn batted second. Tony Gwynn in the Hall of Fame.
The 0-2 fouled against the netting.
And anyway, we traded Wiggins to Baltimore, and I was telling the Baltimore people, I say, now watch, Wiggins will steal on the second pitch. And he did so on several occasions, and they said...
0-2, hit out toward left center field. The center fielder going back and to the track. He's able to track it down. But the Otters score one on the RBI single from Josh Henderson. They now lead it 1-0 as we go to the top of the first, and we'll pick up that story right when we get back here on the Otters Digital Network. Top four, Otters now have a 1-0 lead and a new pitcher to tell you about as Frank Podkul stands in. The first pitch he sees from Joe Sullivan is a strike. He floats in a little off-speed pitch there at 81 miles an hour. Joe Sullivan, the right-hander, from the wind, he deals. Another breaking pitch is skied out toward right field, nearing the line. That's Denton. He makes the catch as the sun reflects off his sunglasses for the first out. 2 pitches, 1 away for Joe Sullivan of the Otters, the new pitcher. As he closes the book on Anthony Arias, who went 3 innings, giving up 2 hits, while striking out 4, issuing 0 walks. Nice little outing for him. Jacob Kelly.
Well, I'm going to have Mr. Tyler and Mr. Stanbrock, Tyler Vale, that is, and Mr. Steinbach, and now Mr. Elias as 3 of the starting pitchers for the Otters to open up the 2021 season. That's my opinion. Now, I don't know who's going to be it, but that's the way I have it recorded in my mind.
Kelly takes a strike. The 1-1 fastball catches the corner. And you can tell that Kelly's not a fan. He shakes his head. He steps with 1 foot out of the batter's box. He shrugs it off, and he's back in there. The 1-2 fouled off to the left and out of play. I'm sorry, I've got the wrong name here, not Joe Sullivan.
Cronin.
Matt Cronin.
I didn't want to say nothing.
Where did I get Joe Sullivan from?
I have no idea, but...
1-2, misses in. Matt Cronin on the mound.
Yeah, Matt
right
Cronin, yeah.
Well, Joe, if you're listening, don't worry. You don't need to warm up just yet. Joe Sullivan, I actually believe, was recently released, as this is skied out toward right field. Racing over to give it a look is Denton, but it is out of play.
Boy, I'll tell you what, I'm going to give a Bronx Star to Mr. Denton out there. He really covered a lot of ground on a foul ball, giving that a second chance. I tell you, I like his playing out there. And there we have a ground out to second base. Easy play. Just a little soft toss over to first, and we have the second out with that batter, number 37, Hurt, who got that double, now coming to bat with a blonde hair sticking out the back of his helmet.
Bill, got a huge thank you for taking care of the play-by-play there. We're trying to figure out who was on the mound. It is Matt Cronin. Joe Sullivan is still with the team. Joe Sullivan also wears number 20. We've got 2 guys wearing 20 because we talked about those different jersey colors. Ground ball to Marshall. He bobbles it, but luckily Cronin races over to cover at the bag. So sorry for the confusion. Spring training gives you a little bit of chaos all around. So we will head to the bottom of the 4th here. Matt Cronin works a scoreless 1-2-3 top of the 4th. Otters in the lead, 1-0 here on the Otters Digital Network. Bottom 4, Otters, 1-0 lead. It's Bryce Denton, John Schultz, and Montrell Marshall, 3, 4, and 5. Otters got that 1-0 lead an inning ago when Josh Henderson singled homer run with 2 out.
Well, I'm going to say one thing, Ryan. Again, this is spring training. Today's the final day. I mean, they've got to make the cuts this afternoon. Did they get down, to 30 or 28 or something?
Got to get down to 28. They're at 32 now as this is flied out toward right field. The right fielder under it, 2 hands. He makes the catch, 1 out. But yes, they are currently at 32. They were at 34 a couple of days ago. They made a couple of releases, and they've got to get to 28 by
tomorrow morning.
By tomorrow morning, I'd imagine.
Right. Yeah.
We'll have 4 more cuts.
Yeah.
And then 4 more from Monday to Thursday.
Okay, down
to get down to 24.
Down to 24. So actually, you've got 8 more cuts.
Eventually, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. John Schultz batting now. Curveball gets a strike.
Well, John looked at the umpire on that particular one, and I would have too if I was batting and said, hey, wait a minute, that was kind of high outside. But the umpires are never wrong. You know that?
I've heard it once or twice said. The 0-1, ground ball to the right side. Handcuffs the first baseman, Bockley, a little bit, but he recovers quickly, takes it to the bag himself, 3 unassisted for the second out.
Yeah, it's amazing. Everybody can make a mistake out there except the umpire. He's the only one that's got supreme control. When he says foul ball, it's a foul ball.
I've noticed many managers would not agree with you.
There's many.
First pitch.
Not only managers, but coaches, players, and fans.
Yes. Oh, fans especially.
Who will disagree with that man, but yet he's going to say I don't care what your opinion is, it's mine that counts.
The 0-1 coming to Montrell Marshall.
Strike.
Curveball in there for a strike. It's a great call, and one of my favorite things is holding a game under protest. Have you seen that recently?
No, I haven't.
There might have been a few of those in the last 10 years. That's one of my all-time favorites. The 0-2 coming. Another curveball, it looks like, but this misses high. Maybe went with a slider or a cut fastball. But that being the idea, now that we have so much replay, that there are not as many arguments between managers and umpires. So what often gets tossed out is the 1-2 misses low. Breaking pitch not offered at by Marshall. What they'll do in the meantime is say, well, you know what, I'm going to hold this game under protest. You know what the umpire always says? Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah,
great.
It makes a
Sounds
difference.
great. Yeah, makes a difference.
Yeah.
Go ahead, you protest it all you want.
The protests generally don't stand up.
The 2-2 runs in, almost gets a piece of Marshall. He has to raise his arms out of the way, but the count moves full, 3-2 with 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th.
It's a similar count to his first time up when he had a 3-2 count as well. He had 2-2 and a wild pitch for ball 3, and then the last time up he took a curveball down the middle for strike 3.
Payoff pitch coming.
All right.
Hit hard but foul toward third.
Now that's the first time I've seen Mr. Marshall pull a ball. Generally everything he hits is to right field. Now that's the first time I've seen a ball go to the left.
Marshall, a big man.
Yes.
Probably got a lot of pop. The 3-2. Liner.
Ooh.
Under the glove of the shortstop into left center field. Marshall takes a big turnaround first, but he'll be happy to stay where he is.
How are we ruling that?
We'll take a look to see what that's ruled. It is a base hit.
Okay, base hit.
Probably could have gone either way. The hometown discount also helps, you'd imagine. But it's a base hit for Marshall with 2 outs. And the Otters have a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th.
Well, You're right. So it's two hits apiece.
Justin Felix batting, swing and a miss. The 88-mile-an-hour fastball from Daniel Taggart. Runner off of first. An aggressive jump from Marshall elicits a check from the catcher, Parrish.
Let's
On
see.
a pitch that missed outside.
Felix played what, Sioux City last time up?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
The Sioux City Explorers. The 1-1 in for a strike.
I just watched that catcher catch a pitch that was up around the letters and pull it down toward his belt, and the umpire called it a strike, which was a strike to begin with, but the catcher tried to maneuver the call.
The 1-2 offered at the plate, says home plate umpire Danny Walker. Justin Felix didn't want to swing at it, but he couldn't hold up in time. It's a strikeout to end the bottom of the fourth. The Otters leave a runner on, but they lead it 1-0 as we head to the top of the fifth on the Otters Digital Network. Top of the fifth inning from Evansville. Nate Thompson batting. First pitch misses high from Matt Cronin, who is not on to relieve Joe Sullivan, but is out there for a second inning of work.
Well, no, I think your explanation
1-0 swung on and missed.
Is justifiable insofar as both players have 20. So, I could get mixed up too. So I'm using my eraser and giving you,
I get a pass.
Yes.
A little bit of a pass.
Right.
Now, it does have what we won't tell you. What we won't tell you is the 1-1 is swung on and missed, is that clearly labeled, and I mean clearly labeled on the roster, is the difference between pitchers and catchers. But we're not going to tell you that so that we can cover for the mistake. The 1-2 misses outside the fastball, but that is Matt Cronin out there. And we'll tell you a little bit about Cronin.
He's not related to Joe Cronin.
You don't believe so?
No.
The 2-2, that misses. 84-mile-an-hour breaking pitch. Cronin stands at 5'10", 210 pounds. He's 26 years old, out of Framingham, Massachusetts.
That's where the Cronins are from.
This pitch fouled back and out of play by Nate Thompson. Cronin last played for the West Side Woolly Mammoths.
We used to have a second baseman named Cronin.
Did you?
Here with the Otters, yeah. And I used to always kid about, was he related to Joe Cronin? Joe Cronin, if you recall, was the manager and National American League president.
3-2 misses high, so Thompson will toss his bat aside and trot down to first with a leadoff walk.
Yeah, and Joe Cronin, son was, Joe Cronin was married to one of the Calvin Griffith family Washington Senators. So when you went to Minnesota to watch the old Twins, you saw a lot of Cronins as well as Robinsons and what did I say now?
Well, it becomes a big family reunion out there.
Yeah. Well, they all worked for the Twins.
Yeah.
Calvin Griffith, the Griffiths, the Robinsons, and the Cronins.
First pitch to Colton Parrish was in there for a strike. The next is fouled off the plate. Bill, I also want to pick up. We were talking about a story in which, and now I'm trying to remember what we were talking about at the time. Do you recall?
You must be in dementia, are you?
I think I am. I'm getting there.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot the story myself.
The 0-2 to Parrish, comebacker to the mound, to second
first,
for one.
2.
Shortstop on to first, double play, 1-6-3. Nice turn by Matt Cronin.
That's right.
Takes care of the leadoff walk. 2 out in the top of the 5th.
You know, Ryan, it's funny. You don't remember, I don't remember. But I'll tell you what. If we were on radio right now, Bill Bussing, the owner of the Evansville Otters, would be listening, and I'll guarantee you with the next minute or two, there'll be a message coming to tell us exactly
what we were
just
talking
missed.
about.
Yes. Bill Bussing listens and watches every game.
William Lampkin batting. The first pitch to him misses outside. It gets to the backstop as Justin Felix doesn't glove it cleanly. He slaps the glove, a little upset, but nobody on base, no harm done. The 1-0, curveball, maybe slider in there for a strike.
Well, 81. Well, I know you're a baseball fan and you're baseball savvy.
The 1-1.
Same pitch.
In there for a strike.
That one was 76. The one before that was 81. When a pitcher throws a ball 90 miles an hour.
The 1-2 coming. Breaking ball. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Down in order go the Black Sox. Bill, do you want to? We can finish that.
No, I was just going to say a curveball pitcher who has 90 mile an hour fastball. Generally, his curveball is 10 miles slower, which would be 80. And if he's throwing a slider, it's going to be anywhere from 5 to 6 miles. So that 90 mile an hour slider is going to be 84.
Sure. So 1, 2, 3 eventually go the Black Sox, even though they had a leadoff walk, thanks to the sparkling double play turned by Matt Cronin. He's through 2 innings of work, both scoreless, facing the minimum. The Otters have a 1-0 lead, and they'll come to bat in the bottom of the 5th when we return on the Otters Digital Network. Halfway through this one from Evansville, this exhibition spring training matchup at Bosse Field between the Black Sox and Evansville Otters, who have a 1-0 lead over their traveling opponents. Anthony Amicangelo bats now and ducks out of the way of a fastball, a little bit of chin music.
Yes, that was. And Amicangelo, that's kind of mind-boggling. To me, he's going to Angelo. That's his nickname.
Angelo Amicangelo.
Yeah.
Ground ball, just foul of first.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm the Dizzy Dean of the Frontier League.
The Dizzy Dean.
Yeah, you don't remember Dizzy Dean?
I don't know if I do.
Oh my God!
You'll have to remind me.
Oh, Dizzy Dean, one of the great St. Louis Cardinal pitchers. Him and his brother. And anyway, he later turned to the radio, and boy, did he foul up the names.
The 1-1 to Amicangelo.
Yeah, he was.
Fastball at 90, misses high.
He was more of an entertainer. He had that old Southern, draw and so on. But boy, he could really crush a name. And I like to say I'm the Dizzy Dean of the Frontier League.
You're the Dizzy Dean. Dizzy Dean, 2-1, fastball, cut on and missed. Coming in at 90, the left-hander now on the mound, Doug Olchese.
Yeah, that was kind of way high, and he needed a 6-foot step ladder to get to that.
Amicangelo with a 2-2 count. He flew out to center his last time. 2-2. Curveball over the head of the third baseman, Podkul, and into left for a leadoff base hit for Amicangelo.
I tell you, that third baseman just misplayed that. He thought he had an easy fly ball. He just miscalculated the height of it.
Just barely. It was a curveball from the left-hander Olchese that, well, Amicangelo was just able to stick the bat head out and line it into left.
Well, it was good bat control on his part. Yes, it was a breaking pitch. He was fooled, but he still got around.
Jackie Urbaz spins around to bat from the right side here. He takes a strike. Urbaz walked his last time in the third and came around to score on a Josh Henderson RBI single.
Yeah.
He has scored the Otters' lone run of the afternoon.
Now, I'm going to ask a stupid question. Oh!
No stupid questions. Pitch misses way high, in fact, so high that the catcher Parrish can't get a glove on it as it sails over his head. And the runner, Amicangelo, will advance to second on the wild pitch.
Jackie Urbaz, whatever, he's a switch hitter.
He is.
Because he batted right-handed the last time up.
Yes.
Or left-handed the last time up.
he's just spun around.
Because I made a comment about his thighs.
Yes. Now he's batting from the right side.
Yeah, and I notice it's not listed here as a switch hitter. That's all.
Aha.
Generally, they have a little S
switch
to
yeah,
show
we're
that
gonna have
he's
to
a switch hitter.
Pop that one on there.
Yeah.
So I guess, is the right thigh as big as the left? That's the question.
Well,
he shows bunt
there's a
right
base
at
hit.
the pitcher
It's a
to the
base
second baseman who tries to barehand it, and he tumbles and falls. So Urbaz is on with a base hit. You called it, Bill. And now they're runners at the corners with only nobody out.
Yep.
Only nobody.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. You see, now that's heads-up baseball. I've seen that many, many times. We used to have a ball player, second baseman here, Frankie. He would do that all of the time. And he got more base hits that way.
You know, it's funny. We're looking at this game. You know, it's fun if the Otters can win, but so much of it is for practice and preparation for the regular season. As Trent Nash bats now, he flew out to center his last time. First pitch in there for a strike. Runners at the corners, nobody out. 1-0 lead for the Otters. But what we see today, I think a lot of guys who might be battling for spots are playing well enough that they're going to give manager Andy McCauley a tough time. This pitch is in the dirt. It gets away, and the catcher, oh boy, catcher Parrish is not going to be able to get a glove on it, I don't believe. until it rolls into the Otters dugout. It got away and rolled all the way back to the dugout. So while Jackie Urbaz was going to advance to second already on the wild pitch, the fact that it gets out of play will allow Amicangelo to come in to score from third.
Yes, and I'm wondering why he didn't try to come home, even though it didn't go in the dugout, or, if it didn't go in the dugout, he had an easily score. Now, I don't know if Andy held him up or what. I wasn't watching that. But
the 1-1 to Nash, swing and a miss.
Let's just be thankful that we got the run. We'll take it anyway, whether we have to borrow it, buy it, or steal it.
Otters now lead 2-0. Trent Nash batting. Let's see what he does with the 1-2 count. Pitch on its way. Curveball blocked this time in the dirt by Parrish.
Now, you notice when we're talking, see how it up there? That curveball you called was 71.
Big bender.
Big, yes, but you see, again, the difference of the speed, the velocity of a pitch versus what he's throwing.
He really took something off.
Right.
The 2-2 count coming to Nash.
That
misses.
3-2. I'm looking at that left fielder right now, and I'm going to say right now that man is playing a little too shy. If I was he, I'd be back another 10 feet.
We'll see if Nash makes him pay.
A lot of times that happens. They end up paying.
The payoff pitch. This is fouled back off to the right and out of play.
I don't know, Ryan, if you ever took a walk in that outfield there, and where he's playing right now, I'll guarantee it's another 100 feet or at least 80 feet to that wall. That's a long way to run to get a ball that's over your head.
Nash doubled a couple of times in the game here Tuesday night. The 3-2 to him. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Nash can't believe it. He was about to trot down to first, but he is retired for the first out of the bottom of the 5th.
Well, I'm going to say something you're going to hear me say many, many times if I'm fortunate to stay all year, and that is let the umpire call the pitch, not you.
You probably don't endear yourself to him in some other way,
well,
in other instances.
I'll tell you what.
First pitch to Henderson, misses outside.
A lot of times you insult the umpire by you assuming where it is, and you take off running to first base. Now, I'm not saying the umpires do it deliberately, but you watch over the year.
1-0, fastball, in for a strike, outside half.
You watch over the course of a year how many guys will take off for first base and the umpire will say, hey, boy, get back here. Come back in that batter's box. Let the umpire call it, not you.
Henderson batting with a runner in scoring position, 1 out. He singled his last time and singled home a run. Fastball up and in. Count moves to 2-1 on Henderson.
There's a big semi-truck hole between short and third.
Indeed there is. It's the shortstop shading back to cover the bag with the runner Urbaz dancing off it.
Now,
time called at the plate.
The Otters have played the Black Sox several times so far this spring. Have they not?
This is their 4th matchup.
And what's their record against each other?
They took 2 of 3 last weekend.
Okay.
The 2-1 to Henderson. Fastball high. Held out a little longer than normal by Parrish. Count moves to 3-1. The left-hander gets his sign, holding the baseball behind his belt. He comes set at the letters. He checks the runner. He kicks. He deals. Curveball called a strike. No, I'm sorry. That's a fastball. Not that you knew any difference, but we're keeping things honest. Let's say it was a 91-mile-an-hour fastball that, boy, you should have seen the dip on that sinker. The 3-2 coming. That misses high for ball 4. Henderson trots down to first. There'll be runners at first and second with only one out. 2-0 lead for the Otters. Christopher Pujols batting. He's 0 for 2.
Mr. Pujols looks pretty good at playing third base. He's got a pretty good glove, good reflexes, good arm, good agility.
He's shown off the glove now. Hopes to produce at the plate. He swings and misses through a fastball for strike 1.
A big arcing swing on a low pitch.
Old Chasey comes set and delivers. Fastball for a strike. Old Chasey, that motion, big over the top. And he's ahead of Pujols, 0-2. 2-strike pitch on its way. That misses up.
You know, on several occasions, Ryan, you've made reference to Forbes Field out there in Pittsburgh, I believe it's called.
Yes.
And one of the things you always commented about was the ivy.
Yes.
Well, if you look at center field,
we got a little ivy
we
growing.
got a little ivy out there ourselves.
Old school. Runners go on the 1-2. They're going to have to retreat as it's blooped into center. Racing in to make a diving play as the center fielder. He tumbles forward and makes the catch off to his right and quickly bounces up to his feet. So everybody has to return back to first and back to second for Henderson and Urbaz, respectively. Following the great play to retire Pujols, there are 2 out runners at first and second for Bryce Denton.
That was a nice play by that young man out there in center field. You're right. I thought it was going to drop because second base shortstop had no play.
Especially the way the center fielder was coming in on it.
Yeah.
It just looked awkward. First pitch to Denton, in for a strike. Denton is 0 for 2. He was 3 for 4 in the exhibition game last night from Paducah.
Oh, this young man impresses me. He plays a pretty good right field.
Denton was a second-round pick by the Cardinals back in 2015. Fastball high. 1-1. Bottom of the 5th here. 1 run already home on a wild pitch. Urbaz off of second. Henderson off of first. The 1-1 coming. And this is popped up to way shallow center. It's going to be the second baseman on the edge of the outfield grass to make the catch. We've played 5. 1 run comes in to score here in the bottom of the 5th for the Otters on a wild pitch. It extends their lead to 2-0 as we head to the top of the 6th on the Otters Digital Network. First pitch from Matt Cronin here in the top of the 6th. Misses low. Matt Cronin pitching for the Otters in his 3rd inning of work with a 2-run lead. 2-0 the score. As Daniel Taggart, or rather the man in to relieve him, Olchese, shows bunt, but pulls back to have a pitch called a strike. He does it again.
It's a 78-mile-an-hour curveball.
Sorry, Bill, I had to turn down there. 78-mile-an-hour curveball, though.
Yeah. And
the 1-2, a curveball, again, is cut on and missed for strike 3. Trying to get ready in spring, too. The engineering on my part is a little behind, but we'll get there. As now the lineup turns over, it's Noel Chanot. Cronin bounces a curveball in the dirt in front of the plate.
So far this inning, he's been throwing a lot of breaking pitches. Maybe that's what he's working on. You know, many, many years ago, I saw this young pitcher, Perth Amboy High School. He was a freshman. And
following a strike, the 1-1 is fouled back.
And, of course, my brother calls. He said, anything happening there? And I say, oh, yeah, I just saw a heck of a pitcher throw today. He was thrown in the 90s. What's his name? And whatever it was, I don't recall. And
1-2 lined out towards center for a base hit. A 1-out single for Noel Chanot.
So I said, so-and-so. And anyway, I mentioned he's a freshman. He said, what are you bothering me with freshman? I mean, he's got 4 more years. Don't bother me with those kids. Well, it just so happens he happened to be a Dominican. And that Christmas he went back to the Dominican, spent time with his grandparents or whatever, and he signed a Pittsburgh Pirate contract.
Aha. Runner going. Josh Burns batting. Pitch comes in, but not gloved cleanly by Felix on its way in, so there will be no throw down whatsoever as Noel Chanot is into second with a stolen base.
Well, about 4 years later, the Pirates were the Padres.
And this is flied foul. Right side goes out of play. Denton has a look at it.
The Padres were playing Pittsburgh, or the Pirates in Pittsburgh, and they lost. It was like 1-0 or 2-1 or something like that. So I talked to the big brother, and I said, hey, how'd you like that pitcher that threw against you last night? He said, oh, he's not bad, so-and-so. I said, yeah, that's the kid you told me don't bother with.
Don't bother with him. He's just a freshman. Yeah. A bunt to the left in the infield. Pitcher coming off the mound is Cronin, and he makes a phenomenal play coming off the mound. He gloves it with the bare hand, tosses across his body onto first, and manages to get Josh Burns. I didn't think he had a prayer.
I didn't either, but he made a great play by Mr. Cronin. If that was maybe a foot or so more toward the line, it would have been a base hit.
They're now 2 away, a runner at third. Otters lead 2-0.
What we have seen so far, Ryan, in this early spring is the Otter pitchers are fielding their position, which is, actually they are infielders. Not only pitchers, but they're infielders.
Frank Podkol. Little flare out toward right center. It gets down. Henderson dives. He can't make the play. It's going to be an RBI base hit for Frank Podkol. As the runner Chanot comes in to score from third, it's 2-1 now. Advantage still goes to the Otters.
There's that case again of diving for the play. And again, it was a looping type falling fly ball where you can dive compared to the line drive. As you notice, it only got by him 10 feet, and the first baseman right fielder Denton backed him up, and there was no advancement.
Nice job by Denton, as you mentioned, to back him up. So, because of that, Podkul is still on first base as Jacob Bokelli bats now. Fly ball to right. Denton back. He makes the catch. One home in the inning for the Black Sox as Frank Podkul, with 2 outs, hits a base hit into right center field. The score is now 2-1. Evansville still leads the Black Sox as they head to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network. Bottom of the 6th inning. Ryan Brown and Bill McCune with you as the Otters have a 2-1 lead in this exhibition matchup with the Black Sox. It's John Schultz batting now. John Schultz, Montrell Marshall, and Justin Felix facing, in his second inning of the work, the left-hander Olchese as the first pitch misses outside for ball 1. John Schultz returns to the Otters for his 6th season. He was signed out of retirement back in early 2020 before the season was canceled, as the 1-0 is in there for a strike.
So he would have played last year.
He would have played last year
right.
Because that was the first year that the Can-Am teams were incorporated into the Frontier League.
Okay.
So they relaxed their veteran rules.
Yes, okay.
So now clubs can carry, I believe, up to 4 veterans of any age and any experience, as the 1-1 is fouled back by Schultz.
Well, it gives more people an opportunity to participate.
Yes. And it gets us to see fan favorites, people who have made a legacy with a team like Schultz, stick around. That's fun. No, Schultz was very appreciative of the opportunity to get to come back. And he cited the deep loyalty that he's felt for this organization through the years. As the 1-2 is lined out toward left field, it's going to get down for a base hit, and it's misplayed. So Schultz takes a very wide turnaround first, but about halfway to second, he breaks it down and gets back with a leadoff single.
Now, I'm not going to ask you for another gold star, but didn't I tell you last Tuesday that Mr. Schultz has a lot of power to left field? You just saw one of his hits to left field, but throughout the year you'll see many going to left field.
Montrell Marshall bats now. He's 1 for 2. He singled his last time up. Great job by Schultz going the other way with that one.
Yeah.
To left. The first pitch to Marshall misses high. Well, talking about Schultz's comments are great fodder to listen to. Just talking about the loyalty that he feels towards the Otters, because he mentioned how manager Andy McCauley, as the 1-0 big swing and a miss from Marshall, was the only one really to give him an opportunity to play baseball back in 2013 after he was released by the Marlins in 2012. He said that was the only phone call that he got to play.
Oh, okay.
So Schultz, in a comment on his signing in 2020, reflecting on his signing in 2013, as the 1-1 misses in, said that the game had soured on me at that time in affiliated baseball, but Evansville helped me find that love for the game again.
Well, that's nice.
I owe everything to Evansville.
Well, that's one of the things a lot of people don't give credit to other people that give them a step in life, a
Yes.
step up in life.
Yes. Great to see Schultz doing that.
Yeah.
The 2-1 missed low. The 3-1 fastball swung on and missed the upper part of the zone.
Now, if you, I know you'd pay attention, but in all these games that we've seen so far, how many times have you watched that Mr. Marshall has had a 3-2 count?
A lot. He's in deep counts, and here he's able to work out a full count walk. He'll be able to trot down to first, putting runners at first and second with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Marshall is aboard. No, but to your point about people not often being appreciative or
Right.
paying tribute to where
Right.
it's due. I mean, that's a great comment. He mentioned not only Andy, but also the team's owner, Mr. Bill Bussing.
I was going to say Mr. Bussing because Mr. Bussing really likes him.
Right.
And, in fact, they retired his number.
Yes, they
number
did.
4.
They retired number 4.
It used to be out there in left field with the other 44, which was the manager, Jeltz, that won the 2006 Frontier League Championship that passed away several years back in Australia.
Dakota Phillips now batting, we'll mention, for, I believe that's Justin Felix. So he's getting a chance to hit. First pitch, a strike. The next misses outside, 1-1 on Phillips.
Yeah, Mr. Schultz, like I said, has played more ball games than anybody.
For these Otters.
Has had several 300 seasons.
Yeah, his last season with the Otters back in 2017, he hit over 300.
Yeah.
And helped bring them to a championship in 2016.
Yep. 2016 was an expiring year. 2006 we won it. And the team wasn't as good as the 2016 team, but it was
2-1 swung on and missed by Phillips.
There was a bunch of characters on the 2006 team.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. I can't think of the pitcher. You never knew what color hair he was going to come out to the ballpark.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. He was a Californian.
That's great.
Yeah, he was a good pitcher, too, by the way.
By the way.
He was a good pitcher.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
So many great personalities you can catch here.
Yeah.
The 2-2. A called third strike. He's punched out by Old Chazy. As home plate umpire Danny Walker rings up Dakota Phillips for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, and our catcher at that time, we had a great catcher at that time, too. On a 3-1, runners on first and third, you will not, a lot of catchers will hesitate in throwing. Tommy Benino, he threw out the runners every time. He didn't hesitate. Bang! His bat wasn't that good, but he was a good defensive catcher.
Anthony Amicangelo bats. He's 1 for 2. He singled and scored a run back in the 5th.
Yeah.
And he takes a ball inside on the first pitch he sees in this inning from Doug Olchese. The 1-0. Misses away. Schultz off of second. Marshall off of first. Following the strikeout of Dakota Phillips. 2-1 lead for the Otters in the bottom of the 6th. Amicangelo, 23 years old. 2-0 in there for a strike. The Bremerton, Washington native. Last played for the Gamecocks last year for a few games before that season was shut down. 2-1 coming. Fastball misses well high. Nice job by Parrish to get a glove on it to keep it from sailing to the backstop.
Gamecock, South Carolina University.
Yes, yes.
Great stadium down there.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Very, very nice. It's NCAA. I used to go down there cover baseball.
I was going to ask, did you scout there?
In fact, we drafted the third baseman. He was from New York, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
3-1. Flied out toward right. Few steps back. Right fielder makes the catch. No runners advance. 2 out.
Yeah, he played third, switch hitter. I put him down as a better right-hand hitter. That we drafted him. I forgot what year. Anyway, we signed him. He made the majors. Didn't last long up there, about 2 or 3 years. But
what organization at this point? Padres?
The Padres. I signed him with the Padres.
Out of University of South Carolina.
I think it was from Buffalo. If I'm not mistaken, it was from Buffalo. Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Jackie Urbaz bats again from the right side. The switch hitter. He takes a strike.
In fact, there was a case, a local New Jersey boy, I knew the family well.
This pitch fouled away.
And he was drafted by the Dodgers. And they offered him pretty good money, and his father wanted him to go to college. He went to South Carolina. And, of course, the father, like I said, the family was friends of mine. I kept telling the father what to do, and I said, don't accept the first offer, so on and so forth.
0-2 coming. Misses high.
And anyway, I said, well, this is as much as the Dodgers are going to offer, so either sign or let him go to college. Well, the father insisted he go to college. And I didn't, unbeknownst to me at that time, the kid never played short all the college because Whitey Ford's son was the shortstop.
How about that?
Yeah, I scouted
Whitey
Ford's son out there in Long Island, and he ended up being the starting shortstop.
A little bit of precedence given.
Yeah.
2 on, 2 out, a 2-2 count, a 2-1 lead in this one for the Otters here in the bottom of the 6th. The 2-2. Curveball. Misses. Low. Jackie Urbaz saying he's reached base twice today. Facing the lefty Olchese with Schultz off of second, Marshall off of first. The 3-2, runners go, and it's a late called strike number 3 by the home plate umpire.
And what did I say? Don't call the pitch, let the umpire. There is Urbaz was going to first base. That's twice you've watched that situation in this game.
We head to the top of the 7th. Otters leave a couple men on, but they still lead it 2-1. And you're listening to the Otters Digital Network. Top of the 7th from Evansville. New pitcher on the mound. The first pitch to the right-handed hitting Derek Hurt is fouled off the plate. Might have gotten a piece of his ankle. He's walking it off. It's number 32, Neil Lange for the Otters. Left-handed pitcher, standing at 5'11", 180 pounds, out of San Ramon, California. Last played for the Napa Silverados. The 26-year-old left-hander replaces Matt Cronin, who went 3 innings, giving up 1 run on 2 hits, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. The 0-1 is swung on and missed, 86 miles an hour from Hurt. Cronin likely in line for the win. The score holds.
And I'm going to say he's probably one of our pitchers that'll make the team. Now, you and I can sit up here and judge who's making the team and who.
Yeah, we can put our input in, but it's not going much of anywhere. This is a fly ball to left center field. Henderson has a long way to go, but he tracks it no problem. He gloves it for the first out of the top of the 7th.
Andy's not going to say, well, you know, Ryan, I really appreciate what your input, and you're always welcome.
Yeah, nice to listen. Yeah.
But
hey, thanks for the thoughts.
Right, but comma.
Hey, great conversation.
Right.
Yeah. And for good reason.
Yep.
Yeah. Nate Thompson now at the plate. He skies this one foul off to the left. Another left-hander warming in the Black Sox bullpen. And a righty out there along the right field foul line where these bullpens are located for the Otters. It's number 25 in the bullpen. And that would be Andrew Fernandez. The 0-1. That misses high.
Okay, for my edification, today's the last game that the Otters will be playing any exhibition games.
Yes.
After that, it's inter-squad and just strictly working on who makes the team.
Right.
Getting ready for the, Thursday? Opening day is Thursday?
Yes, Thursday opening day.
Chambord?
Yes. A foul ball, or a ball in foul territory, is popped up way high on the right side, and over is Marshall, and he's able to glove it for the second out.
Okay, so that ends it. Today's the last game. Other than that, it's
this is it.
Opening up. Okay.
And then it's the real deal. It's the dance.
Right. Then it's you play for real.
Yes. Play for keeps.
Yep.
Colton Parrish batting.
Now your batting average and your pitching ERA count.
Oh yeah. You can't go after the game and just say, it's spring. Yeah.
Yeah, but I
first pitch misses in.
I got 6 for 10 in spring training. I'm batting 600. Yeah, but now that didn't count.
Yeah, that's right. I like that. Yeah, first game at 6:30 from Schaumburg on Thursday night. That's May 27th. And you can find us right here for the audio broadcast. I'll be hitting the road, and then, Bill, you'll come back to the booth on Saturday night
yes.
for the home opener.
Yes.
You excited?
I am. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of old friends. And I'm really...
The 2-0, sharp ground ball past the diving first baseman Montrell Marshall into right for a base hit.
I'm excited to see my good friend, beautiful young lady and a beautiful singer, Mrs. Barbara Santora, who will be the opening night singing the national anthem.
Yes.
And I'll tell you what, she's a beautiful woman. She's got a beautiful voice, and she loves the Otters. So, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Coming to see Barbara Santora perform the
She used to be a
national
professional
anthem.
singer in Las Vegas.
Jazz, right?
Yeah.
Jazz is the specialty? We'll see if there's a little jazz added to the anthem.
Yeah.
You never know. Or if we could get a jazzy Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We should petition for that, shouldn't we?
Well,
have her lead Take Me Out to the Ball Game?
Our Zane, our PA, generally sings that "Take Me Out to the Game."
Well, Zane might have competition. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what. I did sing it, and as I said, the old engineer back at 91.5 FM, Paul Mattingly, he used to,
The
when
1-0 from William Lampkin is fouled out of play to the right.
when the team was on the road, he would play my version of the national anthem. Or, I mean, of the Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, Paul Mattingly, he probably was, I don't know, he's the Evansville University sold that radio station. I don't know what Paul's doing now, but he was one heck of a engineer, radio, back at the station, and what a great friend.
So between the nicknames and singing "Take Me Out to the Ballpark,"
Yeah.
out to the ball game, that makes you not only the Dizzy Dean of the Frontier League, but also the Harry Carey.
You're right.
Doing
That's
"Take
right.
Me Out to the Ball Game."
Yeah.
Have you gotten credit for that yet? The 1-1 is a
Right.
college strike.
And I'm going to tell you something else. Now that you mentioned that, I'm the Connie Mack of this league.
There you go.
I'm the oldest manager that ever managed in this league.
We got the Connie Mack, the Harry Carey, and the Dizzy Dean.
That's right.
And Bill McCune. A little chopper back to the mound. The throw to first is a little high, but Marshall is able to take care of it at first for the final out of the top of the seventh.
You get all of that plus a nickel for a cup of coffee.
Plus more. But wait, there's more. We head to the seventh inning stretch. The Otters lead 2-1. And we will be serenaded at the ballpark by Take Me Out to the Ball Game, I hope by Zane.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if he's doing it in the exhibitions.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. That's right. You gotta be regular season baseball.
Yeah, well, Zane's a professional.
Yes, absolutely.
So, he's not going to.
Right. He's not going to waste the chops here.
Exactly.
All right, we head to the bottom of the seventh. 2-1's our score. Otters in the lead. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network. Trent Nash batting now in the bottom of the 7th. Otters lead it 2-1 over the Black Sox. The first pitch to Nash is cut on and missed for a strike, leading it 2-1 over the Black Sox in an exhibition game, the last of the spring. They carry a 4-3 record into today's game and hoping to conclude the spring schedule with a winning record. All throughout, they've had some really nice pitching.
I'd say so far of the Otters that I have seen.
The 1-1, a ground ball to third, backhanded. Throw across the body. Little jump toss from the third baseman on to first for the out. A nice play to retire Nash. But yes, of the Otters that we've been looking at.
Of course, this is only the third game I've seen. Tuesday morning and Friday night in this one. But of the 3 games that I have seen, I would say that most impressive thing about the Otters has been their pitching. Pitching has really grabbed my attention. However, hitting, I think, needs some improvement, but the overall defense is not bad either.
First pitch to Henderson, a called strike. Henderson 1 for 2 with an RBI single in the third, and he walked his last time.
Yeah. But you got to remember, Ryan, a lot of these batters, I know it's May, but the pitchers might have been thrown in the gym all winter long. If you notice, so many pitchers have been recorded thrown in the 90s, 91, 92, whereas the batters, they're hitting off a batting tee or someone's lobbing the ball against the screen. So I can understand why the hitters aren't up to par with the pitching as of yet.
Well, Henderson fouls off an 0-2 pitch. He stays alive. Pitcher comes set at the belt, the 0-2. And a curveball is lined over the head of the shortstop into left center field. It's a base hit for Henderson. And after a wide turn at first, he will head back to be aboard safely with a 1-out single here in the bottom of the 7th.
Now, I don't know how you would describe that play, that hit, but I would say what Mr. Henderson did was he muscled that out.
I like it.
He was caught with an inside pitch, and he uppercut it just enough muscle to boot it over the infield.
Muscling it inside out, going the other way.
Good call, yes. Okay, now, you see, managers will play this differently.
Christopher Pujols batting. He takes a ball.
Andy, over the years, is not a man that bunts much. But when you're in a situation like this, 2-1 count, and you're in the 7th inning, many managers
1-0, swing and a miss.
Many managers would have the batter bunting to get that insurance run. That's why there's the Monday morning quarterbacks.
Pujols swinging through a changeup. Now the 1-1. That's in there for a strike. Another change.
It's one of the most effective pitches in baseball, and it's not used that much.
Just has the tendency to lock up anybody. Also, want to make sure we report it's actually not Pujols at the plate. We're batting a little out of order, I think, as Justin Felix comes back to bat here after Henderson. But we can do that in an exhibition game. No problem with that. Right-handed hitting Felix. A 1-2 pitch misses outside. Count moves to 2-2.
You know, you're right. Why is he batting out of order?
Well, he was catching. And the throw over has Henderson picked off of first. He couldn't get back. He's in a rundown. The ball's behind him now. As he tried to get back to first, the last little stutter step he tried to make to turn around towards second is the one that gets him. So Henderson is picked off of first, officially caught stealing. 3, 6, I imagine 4. But For the official scoring, we'll get back to you in a minute. Now there are 2 out, nobody on for Felix. Batting here in the bottom of the 7th, Otters still have a 2-1 lead. The 3-2 pitch. Pop up to the right side. It gets out of play, though the catcher and first baseman will have a look.
You know, 1 year going back to the 70s, my brother was managing Kansas City Royals, playing in New York Yankees. And for some reason, he made a mistake, and he had the number 5 hitter batting 7th, and vice versa, and on the scorecard. And the umpires never picked it up. And
3-2 coming. Fly ball to left. Back on it. Back pedaling. Making the catch is the Black Sox left fielder. We head to the 8th. It's a 1-2-3 inning for the Black Sox, but let's finish the story.
Well, I was going to say, my brother made a mistake and had the wrong lineup, and the umpires never caught it. But who did catch it was Phil Rizzuto up in the press box, radio press box for the Yankees, and he kept calling the dugout down on the field to tell him that there was a mistake. And by the time someone answered the phone call, it was the 3rd out, so it made no difference. But here you had a radio announcer calling down to the field to tell them what was going on.
It was too late.
Too late, but it's still interesting.
Very funny. All right, we head to the top of the 8th. When we return, a new pitcher to tell you about. 2-1 our score in favor of Evansville on the Otters Digital Network. Top 8, we're in a 2-1 ball game here at historic Bosse Field. Ryan Brown, Bill McCune on the call. First pitch from the new pitcher, Andrew Fernandez, is in there for a strike at 90 miles an hour, the fastball. Concluding the afternoon for Neil Lange, who pitched a scoreless 7th, giving up just a base hit. No walks or strikeouts to speak of. Little slider, perhaps, from Fernandez is in the dirt for ball 1, 1-1. Facing the right-handed hitting Black Sox batter. The 1-1. Fastball in there for a strike. Fernandez coming with a little maybe three-quarter action, if not sidearm.
Yes. I'm glad you caught that. I've been studying that myself. And it's a good observation, young man.
An unorthodox delivery and a 90-mile-an-hour heater on the inside corner is called for strike 3.
You just took the words out of my mouth. A very unorthodox delivery.
A little herky-jerky. It's
Yes.
like he comes back, maybe not the whole way, and then just fires it across.
Yeah.
Kind of upturns the glove hand as well.
No, that's
He's fun to look at.
No, it's a good observation you're making. That's why you're
Noel Chanot batting. He pulls this one foul.
That's why you've got a future in this radio broadcasting or TV, whatever it's called.
Well, as long as you're by my side to bail me out.
Oh, heck. All I do is I sit and hold the water for you to drink in between innings.
Oh, no, sir. The 1-0 is grounded to third. That's Pujols. Sidearm throw to first. Picked in the dirt by Marshall. Nice little play for the second out here in the top of the eighth. Again, some nice defense being displayed by these Otters.
You know, I'm thinking the same thing, Ryan, that what we're seeing is pretty good defense plus the pitching for the Otters in these exhibition games.
Right. The stirrup socks from Fernandez, the old school look. The first pitch now to Josh Burns is fouled at the plate.
Now, are you cognizant of how many hits they got yesterday in that 9-2 win or whatever it was?
The Otters?
Yeah, how many hits we got?
I
know
don't
you said
total.
Denton got 3.
Yeah, Denton got 3. 9 runs all around, but the hit total, not sure. The 0-1 misses in the dirt.
We got 6 hits today, but I'm saying to myself, of course I'm talking about the 3 games, but I don't think we've scored 10 runs yet in any of our games.
10 runs in a single game?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think 9's been the highest. That was yesterday. The 1-1. Cut on and fouled back. Fernandez, the right-hander. 6'3", out of Castro Valley, California. He also played for the Silverados.
Whoa!
Oh, this pitch runs in. That get a piece of him.
Yeah.
Got a big piece of him.
I was going to say.
I was up here looking at the roster.
Oh, he got him solidly right in the middle of the back.
Oh, right in the numbers.
Oh, yeah. So you could call it a strike right down the middle of the back. Yeah. But again, it's that delivery that's so deceiving.
Well, after the hit by pitch, it's Frank Podkul. Runner at first, 2 out. Podkul takes a strike on the fastball. Yeah, two pitchers we've seen back-to-back now who last played for the Napa Silverados.
Oh, really? Well,
Neil Lange played for them, and so did Fernandez.
Well,
pitching here. Runner goes. It's fouled off to the right side and out of play.
During the winter,
threatens the Otters bullpen.
During the winter, Boots Day coaches some team out there in California in some kind of winter league, and that might be where these guys
where
are
he picked
picked
him
up.
Yeah,
I know. Every year, you'll see where the Otters signed somebody. Boots Day recommended them to Andy, and of course they signed him. So maybe that's where these guys came from.
Fernandez well ahead of Podkul. The 0-2 in the dirt and blocked.
Yeah, Boots Day said to me the other day, so how old are you, Bill? And I said, I'm going on 89, couple of months shy. And he said, oh, yeah, you know, baseball, this is my 55th year. It's been a long time. I said, yeah, I've been in it 69 years.
Good stuff. The runner goes again. The 1-2. Ground ball to short. Backhand play across the body. A high throw, but no problem for the 6'5" Marshall. Other than a hit by pitch, it's a nice inning for Fernandez. We head to the bottom of the eighth. Still 2-1 on the Otters Digital Network.
Yeah.
In favor of Evansville. Go ahead. Sorry, Bill.
No, I was going to say this might be the Otters' last time to bat.
Could be. Could be. Hopefully they can add a little insurance.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for the bottom of the eighth after this. Christopher Pujols batting for the Otters in the bottom of the 8th inning. Evansville has a 2-1 lead over the Black Sox in their last spring training game. Facing left-handed pitcher. Ground ball, the shortstop. On a hop, he throws to first for a 1-pitch out to begin the bottom of the 8th. And Christopher Pujols is retired. And that'll bring up Bryce Denton. Otters playing in their last spring training game. Their first regular season matchup will be against the Schaumburg Boomers on Thursday night at 6:30. You can catch that broadcast right here on the Evansville Otters YouTube stream. It'll be audio only. First pitch to Denton, in there for a strike. All of our road games this season will be on that YouTube platform over the audio. And then the home games, the 0-1 pitch to Denton is hit out toward left field and crushed. Just looking back and watching this one fly, Denton homers to left to give the Otters a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. My goodness, he put some good wood on that one.
Well, you called it in this sense, Ryan. When a guy hits a ball that hard, and you look like you did at the left fielder, and they take 1 or 2 steps and they just look over their head, you know it's a home run. And that's exactly what that left fielder did, and you called it. He just watched it sail over that fence. It's too bad this is not regular, because I understand the fireworks, the scoreboard lights up all kinds of fireworks on a home run.
All kinds of fun colors. All sorts of business. I know, the fireworks.
And now, was that the second home run for the Otters this year? I think Phillips.
I think so. Yes.
Phillips
you're right
got
on.
one the other day.
Exactly. Phillips hit one on Sunday.
Right.
Some daytime baseball. I say it carries a little bit more, but I think that would have been out of here at any time of day. How
yes.
well that was crushed.
Yes. I'll tell you what, I'm going to say right now, expect at least 10 home runs from this guy batting right now, too.
That's John Schultz. He's 1 for 3 today.
Yeah.
The first pitch was a strike. The next misses outside. Lefty-lefty matchup we're watching now.
Yeah, I'm going to say between 7 and 10 home runs Schultz will hit this year. And 1 or 2 will be in left field.
The 1-1 is fouled off to the left. And you can catch all these home runs by tuning into FrontierLeagueTV.com. Got to make sure to do that. But, yeah, a lot of power out of Schultz, we think. You were talking about him hitting it to the left side.
Right.
Which is impressive from a left-handed hitter to do. That is something that a veteran, I'm sure, as the 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3 in the second out here in the bottom of the 8th. Sure, something a veteran likes to have as a feather in the cap, being able to take a pitch to the opposite field.
Well, you got to be a pretty good hitter to have opposite field power. Not many people have it. Some people don't have power to any field.
To any field, let alone the opposite one.
That's right.
Here's Montrell Marshall. He's been on base twice today. He hits this out toward right. The right fielder going back. It's going to bounce against the wall. Montrell Marshall headed into second with a stand-up 2-out double here in the bottom of the 8th.
Mr. Marshall got 2 hits today. He got that line drive signal to short. Now power hit over the right fielder's glove in there in right center. So I think he just secured a spot in the roster with that today's performance.
What amazed me about that hit, that double, was it looked like it was just flicked out there. It just carried. I didn't think it was, going to be much trouble for the right fielder, but it just kept carrying and bounced off the wall.
Yep.
Effortless, I guess, is the word.
And it was one of his arcing swings that produced that hit.
Just goes to show you, if he can get the wood on it, it's going to go somewhere exciting.
Yeah.
Dakota Phillips batting. First pitch he sees, he takes a ball outside, the 1-0, in there for a strike at 81 miles an hour. Phillips struck out his last time.
You know, we were talking about power, Schultz's power in the opposite field. Back in the 80s, there was a catcher with the Cleveland Indians. I'll tell you what, if he could hit a ball 250 feet, he was lucky. I, I think I watched him 3 years.
Strike.
3 years as a regular catcher for the Cleveland Indians, and I'll tell you, I don't remember any ball ever going against a fence or over a fence. He just didn't have any power.
Some guys just don't.
And they don't. That's right.
The 1-2. Comebacker to the mound. No problem for the pitcher. He tosses onto Bo Kelly at first. Well, the big fly in the inning off the bat of Bryce Denton gives the Otters a 3-1 lead as we head to the top of the ninth. A nice little bit of insurance and a nice way to end his spring season. We will have the final frame of this one coming to you on the Otters Digital Network after this break. Stay tuned. Top of the ninth inning. Otters lead at 3-1. Here from Evansville at historic Bosse Field, Ryan Brown alongside Bill McCune. And it's Cody Hacker, the left-hander, out of the bullpen now for the Otters. He takes the ball from Andrew Fernandez, who pitched a scoreless eighth. The first pitch to the first baseman, Bo Kelly, is in there for a strike. It's Bo Kelly, Hurt, and Thompson, 4, 5, 6, middle of the order for the Black Sox in their last chance in this last game of spring training. The 0-1. Big swing and a miss.
In my observation, I believe that every pitcher that the Otters have sent to that rubber have thrown the pitch 90 or above. Almost every pitcher.
The southpaw Hacker throws a 96-mile-an-hour fastball well outside. Wowie. Hacker out of Wentzville, Missouri. Just 20 years old,
Really?
Yes, he last played for the Orioles in the Florida Gulf Coast League out at Ed Smith Stadium. The 1-2 misses in the dirt out in Sarasota.
For the Orioles, huh?
Yes.
20 years old.
20, young guy.
Yes, and to throw it 90 for a left-hander, I don't know. There must be something, to me.
The 2-2, swing and a miss. Can't catch up to the 91-mile-an-hour fastball, maybe. We had 98 and the 91 flash on the screen.
Yeah, there's got to be something. He's either hurt himself or, an injury, and they might have released him because of the injury or something. But I'll tell you what, I wonder why they was released. I've only seen one batter, and I'm impressed.
Now he's facing Derek Hurt, and this is hit out toward left center
That's
field.
a
It's going to
double
be a
or triple.
long run for Henderson. He can't get there in time. It bounces against the wall, so Derek Hurt is into second base with his third hit today. No, I'm sorry, that's his second hit today, but second double.
Yeah, he got that double down the left field line earlier, his first at bat. He also made an outstanding play in center field.
Yes, he did.
But that one was hit hard. I mean, the minute that left the bat, I knew nobody in that outfield was going to get it. We had probably one of the best center fielders you ever want to see here in Evansville, and that was a kid named Sweeney. And as good as he was, I don't think he would have gotten that much.
Facing Nate Thompson, a comebacker to the mound. He checks second base and the runner off it. That is Cody Hacker before he throws to first for the second out.
I'm going to reiterate a point I made earlier.
Yes.
Our pitchers, the Otter pitchers, seem to be able to field their position.
Yes.
If you notice how many Otter pitchers have come off that mound, the bunts or just ground balls hit back to them, they've been fielding their position. That's great.
I would say so. Last chance for the Black Sox in Colton Parrish at the dish, facing Cody Hacker. Runner at second, 2 out. Otters lead 3-1 here in the top of the ninth. The first pitch in there for a strike.
92 miles an hour. Lefties aren't known for velocity. The lefty, years ago, if you caught a lefty throwing 88 miles an hour, you were don't let him go.
Hacker comes set, delivers. A little half swing, but it's fouled off.
Yeah,
Off
lefties
to the left side.
Lefties years ago, Ryan, were noted for their breaking pitches, not for velocity. So today, you notice how many lefties are throwing 90. Unusual.
Top of the ninth. Otters lead by 2. 3-1's the score. Runner at second base. And an 0-2 count on Parrish. Hacker comes set. He deals. The 0-2 misses just outside. Hacker trying to close out the spring for the Otters. Hoping to give them a 5-3 record on the spring campaign. And send these fans home happy. The 1-2. In there for a called third strike. He took something off, and the Otters claim victory in their final spring training game on a beautiful Sunday afternoon from Bosse Field, 3-1 over the Black Sox. A beautiful pitch there to conclude matters as Cody Hacker comes out of the bullpen to notch the save. A couple of strikeouts in the inning. He works around a double. Nice job from these pitchers all around, Bill.
He ended the game on a strikeout with a curveball that was 86 miles an hour, had good rotation, and he showed me something. 92-mile-an-hour fastball, a good 86-mile-an-hour curveball. I'll tell you what, he may be one of my number one pitchers coming out of the bullpen.
Could be a closer. Andy McCauley has a lot of tough decisions to make. He's got to get those rosters down from 32 men to 28. in a little short while here, at least by tomorrow morning for sure. The Otters score 3 runs. Jackie Urbaz came home to score in the bottom of the third off of a Josh Henderson 2-out single. And then another runner, Anthony Amicangelo, would come in to score from third on a wild pitch in the bottom of the fifth. But the big fly is on everyone's lips coming out of the game in this one on Bryce Denton, who homered deep to left field to give the Otters a 3-1 lead in the bottom of the eighth. And they wouldn't look back as Cody Hacker, as Bill liked, really like him coming out of the bullpen to shut things down following an Anthony Arias start and a Matt Cronin win.
Well, as you've said so far in the spring, pitching has dominated for the Otters, and I'll agree with you 100%. I've seen a lot of good pitching coming from this Otter team. And as I mentioned earlier, Tyler Vale being a starter, Sandberg being a starter, and now Arias being a starter. I mean, where else could you get 3 good starters? And then, like they say, this last guy comes out of the bullpen, a Baltimore releasee, and he's throwing 92 mile an hour. To me, there's a closer, as you said. But I'll tell you what, I was impressed by the Otters. I look forward to a great, great season. Looks like Andy's got himself a good team. And the one thing I'm going to say, Ryan, is Andy's got the worst job in the world right now because as they take a shower, he's going to say to certain people, I want to see you in my office after you shower. And that means go down to the Greyhound bus depot and, get yourself a Greyhound bus ticket. And that's the hardest part that a manager or coach has to make. And for the young man that's told, I'm sorry we're releasing you, it's going to be a heartbreak. He's got to call home and say, Mom, make sure the bed, you made the bed because I'll be using it all this summer.
Such a tough call. Somebody's got to get cut. And specifically in this game, to echo those thoughts, we saw guys out of the bullpen we haven't seen much of this season, especially in Neil Lange, Andrew Fernandez, and Cody Hacker. And between those three pitchers right there, just 2 hits, only one man allowed to reach first base without any real fight with a hit by pitch. And between those 3, a total of 3 strikeouts and no runs allowed. That's not even considering Matt Cronin and Anthony Arias, who went 6 innings between the 2 of them.
Well, again, I don't think you can keep evaluating their pitching as much as you have because actually they deserve it.
Right. Well, that will do it for us. A 3-1 victory for the Otters in their final game of the Frontier League's spring training schedule. They end with a record of 5-3 and look to begin the regular season to play some real Frontier League baseball for the first time since their division championship season back in 2019.
So you'll be on the road Thursday.
On the road Thursday from Schaumburg. We play the Schaumburg Boomers. The Otters play the Schaumburg Boomers.
Just a bit of information, edifying you a little. I believe when Andy pulls into Schaumburg, that's going to be a reunion for him because way back when Andy managed the Schaumburg team back in the Frontier League a couple of years back, I believe.
A little reunion.
Yes, so I think he won the championship there. I'm not sure.
Well, we'll have that story for you Thursday night.
Right.
6:30 airtime. Will probably be a little bit before that. We'll make sure to tweet that out and send that out over our social media. But the point being, make sure you tune in right here where you caught us on our YouTube audio stream on Thursday at 6:30. And then the home opener Saturday night at 6:35 against Équipe Quebec. Make sure you get your tickets at EvansvilleOtters.com. You do not want to miss this home return, this home opener, this return to force. It's so great to get back to the ballpark, get back to Bosse Field, get back to baseball. We want to see you here, so make sure you come on out and check us out there.
Well, I'll tell you what, I enjoyed working with you so far, Ryan. Good luck on the road. You won't have me next to you, but I will see you Saturday, and I look forward to a season of championship baseball from the Otters, and also a wonderful working relationship with you in 2021. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you, Bill. We'll see you. We'll see you soon. All right, it's a 3-1 final here from Bosse Field in Evansville, Indiana, and we conclude spring training and look to catch you at 6:30 from Schaumburg, Illinois, to play the Schaumburg Boomers as the Evansville Otters to prepare to open their regular season in the 2021 Frontier League campaign. For Bill McCune, I'm Ryan Brown, along with our Director of Communications, Preston Leinenbach. Thank you so much for listening to us. We'll catch you Thursday. Have a happy, happy Sunday.